What is going on, all you incredible human beings who are worthy of love? Welcome, everybody, to AIS 119, Section 5, another week. Let's get it, people. Week 11, y'all doing phenomenal so far. Be sure to stay up to date or reach out to me if you need any extension on different things, but do stay in contact with me and communicate. Y'all doing phenomenal so far. Loving the discussions, loving learning from each and every one of you each week in the discussion posts and your responses. Y'all are so eloquent, articulate, and really intelligent people. Love that name of the game of respect and sharing. Don't have to agree with everything I say, what everyone else says, but I do want to know what you believe and why. So I appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate the respect and sharing. Let's keep on keeping on, people. It's a great day to be alive. Let's look at what we're doing this week. So for this week, we're going over a couple articles. I'm gonna briefly go over here in a second. Here's some videos. So definitely not an easy watch, the 13th. It's originally on Netflix, here available on YouTube. It's about the police brutality, and it's about how the 13th Amendment says that it's to get rid of enslavement of peoples. However, unless someone has committed an offense, then they're still able to be used as an enslaved person against their will. So this still occurs today. And you'll just see those numbers, they go from 1970 until like a more modern era, and to see those numbers spike, this like big prison business as well too. So not an easy watch. I definitely encourage you to take care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, as it can be very triggering as you're watching this here. Do your best, as truth has no fear from investigation. It is hard to watch. Imagine what it's like for those people going through those things and their families. We are all related, we are all connected. So this is my people are your people are my people. So an important one to look at and learn from as well too, when you're watching this documentary and watching how many unarmed African-American, unarmed Black people killed by police. So it's a heavy one, but one important to watch as well too. And also tonight at midnight, it starts Dia de los Muertos. So there is some videos for you all to watch on that as well too. I know my mother-in-law comes from Mexico and we have an ofrenda in our house. So just a beautiful day, beautiful few days, and recognizing the reason behind the celebration and the origins of that as well too. So we're doing great, people. You're getting close to the end of the semester here. As the next thing I want to share with you all were some of the articles here. So for the articles, there are two articles here, and the first one is the ethics of reparations. And it really is summed up very nicely by Dr. Karenga here at the last paragraph when it says, "We are then the injured physicians who will heal and repair ourselves in the process and practice of repairing the world, transforming it into an ever-expanding realm of freedom, justice, and human flourishing. For we are indeed our own liberators." Given this understanding, as we've said so often, there is no remedy except resistance, no medical or social strategy that does not privilege and promote struggle, and no future or possibility of flourishing except that forged on the battlefield for a new world and a new history and hope for humankind. Always appreciate the words and wisdom of Dr. Milana Karenga. Now looking at this article here, pulling the trigger, dehumanization of African Americans and police violence. Going to read the abstract and a couple other points I want you all to make sure to see throughout the article. Police shootings and killing of African American targets has reached epidemic proportions and has captured the attention of the entire country. Research in social psychology has studied many dimensions of this layered issue and has generated disparate findings regarding the role of racial bias in police violence. The process of implicit dehumanization of African Americans, especially youth, has been proposed as particularly salient in making shoot, don't shoot decisions. This paper suggests that the paradigm of dehumanization could complete the understanding of racialized police violence and reconcile contradictory research findings while highlighting areas for future research. So some different things I want you to take away from the article as well here. A number of different studies that they list off here too: Carell, Park, Judd, and Wittenbrink, 2002, again in 2007, and Correll, Erland, and Ito, 2006. So they're talking about here these situations of shoot, don't shoot, people who are armed and unarmed. They're looking at people who are Black and armed and Black unarmed, and then white armed and white unarmed. And the research here says a majority of these studies found that participants tended to shoot faster and more accurately at an armed Black man than an armed white man, while being slower and less accurate in responding to the quote, "don't shoot" command when presented with an unarmed Black target compared to an unarmed white target. So we're seeing the bias, and this wasn't just for all police across their different ethnicities as well too. So some of the training and that implicit bias is different in terms of biases and different stereotypes and prejudice and this discrimination, which can lead to people losing their lives when it comes to police brutality. Another important one we're looking at here is how research had found here Black felony suspects were thought to be 4.59 years older than they actually were, meaning that the boys would be misperceived as legal adults at approximately the age of 13 and a half years old. So if you think about that, if you know any 13-and-a-half-year-olds, if you remembering yourself at 13 and a half years old, of being treated when you're about roughly in 8th grade to being treated like you were a graduate from high school, it's a significant difference in maturity, in life experience, and different things for people to be perceived as being 4.59 years older on average for these different Black American people who are being perceived as being younger. So this is some of the things I wanted you to take away from here as well too. So make sure to watch those videos, make sure to do the readings. And then lastly, if you are in the area, feel free to come by this tomorrow, November 1st, or whatever day you're watching this on, November 1st, 2022, 12 to 2 p.m., the USU Southwest entrance. And that is going to be for the Native American Heritage Kickoff Month. So there'll be some traditional drumming, dancing, bird singers, basket weaving. If you ever had Indian tacos, you can come check it out. All are welcome. So come on by, bring a friend, whatever you want to do. Would love to have you there. And a quick look at the rest of the semester. A couple more weeks of classwork here. Got a break. Then you got to turn in your infographic or social media post. It can be 1, can be 10 pages. Could be using Microsoft Word and images from Google Images, or you can try to use a social media, an actual social media. You could create a new social media account just for this. You could use something that makes it look like it's a social media account, but it's not actually a social media account, using things like Photoshop or things like that. Our final exam there is December 12th. That final exam and final replacement paper due before 11:59 p.m. on December 12th. Both of those worth 20% of your grade. So be sure, people, you get those in. If there's any other questions, you can always reach out to me. I would be more than willing and happy to help you. Invitation, not an obligation. Sit up nice and tall, taking the deepest breath of love you've had all day. Breathing like you love yourself, breathing in some love. Exhaling some love. Growing up in Southern California, listening to Power 106, DJ Felly Fell would say, if ain't nobody loves you, DJ Felly Fell loves you. And I adopt that phrase as well too. And I say, if ain't nobody loves you, Dr. Reed loves you. Hope you take care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. You are worthy of love. You are love. Have a good one, people. Happy Halloween. All the best to you. And take care, everyone. Take care.